I don't control impulse and like behavior. If a person can behave themselves, it's fine. If they can't behave themselves, that's also fine. But like, um, you know, uh, uh, like I said again, like I don't endorse violence towards anyone of any group. I I understand like like my behavior, even like in my own house. Like the suburban model was created. It wasn't it was a model that was designed and created. It wasn't natural, and it might not even be a natural way to live in the first place. But like like it's just like it's just like you observe, you report, you see these things for what they are. And obviously, ultimately, our the biggest goal in your life is to prevent the worst of the worst from happening, and that's why Algonquin, like I do appreciate that, like like a firefighter or a paramedic. Um, but the thing is, again, like I can't even develop an emotion towards these things um, because like I don't even have a chance to. There's so many people, there's so many problems, and and the circumstance changes day to day, week to week, uh, uh, day to day, week to week. It changes. People change, and like I uh, again, I can sound like a little boy, but I guarantee, like I am a 24-year-old man. I like I don't enjoy the future, so I always like look to the past, and I toss and turn in my bed, just anxious, like wishing to go back to the past, wishing things, were the way they, uh, wishing things were the way they used to be. I don't endorse, the present. I pray for, people, but like, um, uh, I saw my cane, like, people can take issue with me, but, again, like, um, like I can offend people the way I live and the way some things I say, but I don't endorse that whatsoever. Um, I I apologize again. Like and again, like some of the comments I make, like you can judge me all you want. We'll see who lives to be older. Like I mean, I get that it's concerning because I'm still thinking in this like this one sort of way, but like again, I don't ask for, like I'm not a populist. I'm not some politician. I don't ask for people to believe me or believe in the things I say, and I can physically look one way and be an entirely different person. The person would never know, and that's why I don't judge a book by its cover. I don't judge other people by like what they what they physically look like, because it's not right. One second, I'm crossing the road right now. I'm just like I have issues walking now because like all the tense, all the strain, in my own day-to-day life, um, it's caused a lot of issues in my life. Um, and again, like, uh, you know, modern life is stressful without, chemical engineers. Oof, 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 oof. Modern life is stressful without the chemical engineers and the, like, the, modern life is stressful without the chemical engineer or the, what's it called, the, without the chemical engineer or without the the degree and all that stuff, and like because even these actors, like they put their philosophies and their life philosophies and they try to impose it on the population, and I mean it's not really fair. They try to like impose their stupid like ways of thinking onto like the general population, and they can keep those beliefs to themselves. I don't appreciate that. And like, and this is why I hate the actors, because some of their like ways of thinking are so flawed that I'm surprised that they have like a voice, and they've ruined people's lives, like these actors. Like again, like I kind of come off as a coward because I don't speak about social and political issues. I try to. I think it's too late now. Because I experienced certain things and I didn't respond to them. I didn't make a response. I didn't make a response video. But again, I'm not the one who advocates, like I'm not the fucking leader of the country who has to fucking cover everybody's ass and cover up for Mark Carney. He can do that himself, and if he can't, then he's not a leader, right? And I mean, I technically would be a POW, prisoner of war, like the Russian who offered to deploy, or from Kazakhstan. But like, again, negative thinking and negative thoughts, they can go a long way. And I don't endorse violence of any kind, but like, nowadays are very different, and there's a very different time where food, water, shelter is becoming more difficult to come by. And again, like I don't endorse negative thoughts, but like I I don't endorse I don't endorse negative thoughts, but I think the truth of the matter is the wicked nature of humanity is very dark, very, very wicked and evil. And like okay, no, okay, very evil and very dark, and like like that's why I go forward with a cane, because I don't even know what's next. I don't even know what's next. like you're fighting like against an enemy you can't even describe. And like, again, I understand the issue, like I bring to the table, like in every issue. I'm not the leader of the country. I'm not Mark Carney. He should be answering for his own issues. And again, like, it didn't start off this way, like, Mark Carney or like whoever, people will say he has more social credit because, he's actually Canadian and I'm not. Like, his family is like nth generation, which is different from me. Again, like, there's just someone waiting for me to say something dumb, and then they're gonna take advantage of that. And I made sure to clear myself from that, because when I speak, I only speak. And again, like, we can boil down to like what the TV shows show us about human nature, and settings, and voices, and people bullying people for all sorts of reasons. And I mean, the only reason the bullying happened in the first place is because probably the children who or the people who were focused in class and knew what they were doing versus the ones that didn't. That's the whole issue at hand here. It's just if they knew what they were doing or if they didn't. And it boils down to like the person knew, like, studied, knew the content of the school stuff, and then the other one didn't. And I mean, that's why it's hard to judge anybody or anything, because at this point, like, because at this point, you consider the truth and you look at your life, and this whole time, you're chasing something, and you still wonder if any of this shit is worth it, like, because traveling the world, having fun as a child, that's one thing, but when we're talking about the actual task that's being asked of me as like a grown adult man to show up to a job, pay bills, pay tax, the whole issue is that you need to supplement that, because if you don't, then you're not obeying the system, you're not Yeah, I mean, again, like everybody wants to say "f the system," but if nobody did anything, then the entire society would collapse, and that's the crux of the argument, that you have to